First, I'm Kenneth. I'm the creator of Cream Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using smart technology. Ambient light technology gain. That's what old technology to use. All right, so I told you to come back and do this demonstration. It's a bit of an eye opener for those of you who have dedicated theater setups and you have projectors with really high contrast capabilities. You think you're going to have the ability to be able to view your setup in the dark and still pick up a black contrast level. So over here, so you can look it up for yourself. This is my Panasonic projector right here. This projector is the PT projector, has a 16,000 to 1 contrast capability. We're going to do this with the lights out. I just want to show you the projector. So I'm setting you up right now. Let's get these lights out. All right, and take out the fish tank lights. There's no fish in here, but you can find the remote control because that thing is bright. It casts a lot of blue in the environment. Let's see if these things shut off. I just unplug it. If I can't find the remote, because I had a remote about a few minutes ago. Oh, here it is, right here on the sofa. And I got to turn on my LED lights on my sofa. That's going to disrupt too. So let's get that out. Let's get the sofa LED lights turned off. Let's see where the sofa LED light remote controls. All right. Take this one off. I think this one's the other one. There we go. And we got this one. I think so. Right, there we go. So all my LED lights are out on the sofa. And it's nice and dark, and the light we have is coming off the screen. All right, so lights out on 1600. 1600 to 1 contrast. All right. So first things first, let's bring up the Starfield demonstration. Everything up nice and close to the screen so you can see it. Let's get my kitchen light out too, because it's generating light too. Alright. There we go. See, move this back a little bit so you can see. So I told you that you're not actually seeing black. You're actually seeing a dark shade of gray. This is the only way that you can achieve a decent contrast level is you have to sit in the dark to do it. Any lights come on in the environment, the black screen will remain the same, where the white screen will change automatically. So if I were just to bring up just a little bit of light, automatically you will see that much of a difference, that fast, that's quick. That's why if you have a white screen or light gray screen, you must remain in the dark. If not, you cannot get your contrast. Now, this is the reason why when you watch demonstrations on people displaying light gray screen or white screens, or whatever they may be showing, this is why the demonstrations are done mainly in the dark. Because, and on top of that, they use a lot of bright colors. Bright colors have less of a chance of fading with the lights on, and they can produce an image in a fully lit environment. You want to talk about smoke and mirrors? There's one of the tricks of smoke and mirrors. Use very bright images with the lights on, and you can display a somewhat decent picture. You can't do contrast. If you do any form of contrast, the minute you turn those lights on, the screen will flaw at them automatically. That's why if you watch certain demonstrations, you notice they will stick to bright, beautiful colors. Starfield demonstrations like this, they have to stay clear of. Because any little light in the environment, just a little bit. I'm going to turn my lights on the side, just a little bit up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Slightest little bit of light that pops up in that environment, that screen's going to start to change. This is how your environment has to be when you're using that screen. This is how dim the environment has to be. You can't have it like this. It's too much light because look at the screen. It's going to show on the screen. So this is where they use ambient light controlled environments, because then they can pepper the lights where they want them to go. So from that little bit of light we have in the environment, you can see that much of a disruption to the screen. Now, let's go get the lighter grays. I'm going to track down where we put those at. I can show you that. It all reacts the same way. Light gray screens. Got a pair of scissors or a knife or something. I don't know how they do it. I couldn't stand to be in an area this dim. This would drive me crazy. Alright, so we're going to take the gray screens. We're not going to use dark star knife for this one because it's out of the point for this demonstration. We are going to need some light gray screens. So, gray cinema 5D, which we're going to put right here, there, and then over here we're going to put the cinema gray right here. Okay. Told you, not much of a difference when it comes to white screen. It still reacts the same way. So this is why, if they're going to do that demonstration, a somewhat decent screen. We'll go find somewhat, make sure we have any political debates or any political debates somewhere. Just keep this neutral. So, come on. Oh, you want to check this out? Cheetos commercial. So you can see even its contrast, even in a commercial. All right, so I was telling you that they have to keep bright images. This is the only way they can pull up a decent image. So let's move the projector all the way over to the edge so I can show you. So the first thing, I'll talk about how bright and beautiful the colors are. They're not going to talk much about contrast because they already know what's going to happen. If they take that screen and they put it on a star field, any form of black demonstration, any form of OLED demonstration, those demonstrations have to be done in the dark because that's the only way that screen is going to pull up a decent contrast level. The only way. Other than that, any light hits that screen, it's going to develop a kind of tannish kind of look around the screen, kind of a faded kind of look to it. Keep in mind, our screen is straight black. So it's able to produce a high enough white level to be able to pretty come close to some of these gray screens that are actually 2 to 3 shades lighter than the black screen. So that shows you how magnificent the white levels are. So if I turn my lights up in here, you will see the screens automatically fade where the black screen maintains contrast, color pop, the whole 9 yards, giving you a more realistic picture. We take our lights off, take our lights down. This is why you have to sit in the dark with some of these screens, because that's the only way you're going to be to get a decent picture. Lights out. Bright yellows, blues, greens, the whole 9 yards. The only problem you have with these other screens is they can't produce contrast. So like I said, even the white screen, look at the white screen. Even the white screen looks amazing. Turn the lights all the way up. This is where my neighbors think I'm crazy because, like, good gracious, what is up with him and those lights? The white screen, gone. The image is completely gone. This is why if you have a white screen, you will be in the dark. You can never be in a fully lit environment. Your screen is going to wash out automatically. Keep in mind, there's an image right here. There's an image right here off the white screen. Let's bring it down again. Image is back. Now you can see the image. Image gone. So that's why white screens are the cheapest bottom dollar screens that you can get because there's really no improvement in it. I have no idea what you're talking about, Chief. But please don't get yourself banned. Please use some common sense when you come on here. Please, that's all I'm asking. All right, or I'll have to ban you. All right. So as you can see, look at it already. So keep in mind these two screens up here are between somewhere grade 7 5D. I was explaining it before. It's probably about $1,500 for the screen, and then the other one is the Cinema Grade 5D. Yes, about 14 to 1500. The other one, Cinema Grade, is around like 8 to 9, somewhere around that price. All right, so we can see that the black does produce beautiful white images, but main concern is, are you really seeing a black level with the lights out? That's the concern. Because you're sure enough, we're not going to see it with the lights on. So lights on, you can't pick it up. Hey, thank you so much. Lights on, you can't see jack. As you can see, our technology still produces a contrast level. Look at the gray screens. This is why you will never see a gray screen do a contrast. This is what will happen. You have to have your lights out in order to be able to have some form of contrast. Now, any section that shows up in black is automatically going to affect the screen, other screens that can't produce contrast. I told you OLED demonstrations are a little different. That black contrast level on the back affects the screen's ability. Whether or not your screen has to be jet black in order to pull off an OLED demonstration. And keep in mind, the white levels on a black screen aren't going to be as high as a light gray screen. That's not going to be fantastic for a screen that dark. Because I'm never going to sit there and tell you, oh yeah, a black screen is going to have the same equal amount of white levels as a gray or basically a white screen. No, that's virtually impossible. It's going to be slightly darker. Just like if you take a Dark Star 9, put it on a white screen, you put it on white levels, the Dark Star 9 is going to come out slightly darker. The contrast is basically, as long as that screen can produce a high enough white level to bring out a natural color where the color is not so dark that you can't notice the screen, that's what you're looking for. So keep in mind, when we develop this technology, it has to have the ability to pull a high enough white level where the images don't come out so dark that they're dirty. No, like I said, put a little bit of light on in the environment. White screen is completely gone. Not even there anymore. It's gone. And keep in mind, I don't have any light in this room. The light is coming from here. So just this little bit of light in this section right here is affecting the screen already. Okay. Let's do this one. Sony Las Vegas. It's a huge difference with the light. There's the screen with the lights off. Remember when I explained to you that you have a better fighting chance of being able to produce a somewhat contrast level if you're sitting in the dark with a light gray screen, but you still can't pick up contrast. Even if the projector is 16,000 to 1 in contrast, you can't see contrast. You're seeing shades of gray. So as you see this area right here, that's the black technology smeared on the screen. Right here, these are the two high performance screens, and in between here, that's the white screen. So that's what you're really seeing in the dark. What you're supposed to be seeing is that. Now, because the screen's black, I can bring a projector down here that is 100 to 1, the lowest contrast ratio, which means you don't have to spend the extra money because your projector has a very high contrast level. Keep in mind, they're not giving that to you for free. You are paying for that option to have that on your projector. Get a little closer. There you go. So you can see the contrast level. It's going to be a little better here because this is the gray cinema, which is a much lighter screen. And then you have our technology, which produces a high enough white level where the image does not come out dirty and murky and produces amazing contrast all at the same time without costing you a ton of money. If I were to lay that again, I can get that to lay against my screen. See if I can get this stick up there. I know my neighbor's like, oh, the lights are going on and off over there. What the frick is he doing? What is he doing over there? There you go, up close. You can see exactly what you got. A little closer. There you go. Oh yeah, you'll get a nice bright image, but where's your contrast? Look at the contrast is gone. See the detail in the city streets? And what do you get here? It's gone. Now, the reason why they have the Dark Star 9 is because the Dark Star 9 has contrast capabilities. That's why you paid $3,000 for that screen. Oh yeah, I don't know so far. So this right here is gray and white screen paint. Pretty much that's what it is. It's just paint mixed with black and white screen paint. So they'll try to tell you that you're getting a much more brighter image. You're not. You're getting a washed out image. You're not picking up any black levels at all whatsoever. This is just cheap screen paint mix. And they're saying you're getting a brighter image. You're not getting a brighter image. You have no contrast. Your contrast is gone. This right here is the Dark Star 9 right here. It can't even pick up 100% contrast level. At $3,000, it can't pick up a black level. And this is with the lights off. Now, bring them up, all the way up. Let's see. Now, usually when people do light gray screen paints and they try to show how bright the image and how better it looks, they won't do it with the lights on because you'll see too much of a flaw on the screen. As for instance, there you go. That's what you'll see. That's why they do it in the dark. See how much the screen flaws? Can't do this demonstration in a fully lit environment. It's not going to work. Dark Star 9. Pulls up a better contrast. See right here? Contrast here is fantastic. Contrast here is fantastic. See? Fantastic on a white screen. But you're talking about taking a gray screen and putting it against a screen that's solid black that can produce 100% contrast. So it's perfect here. It's perfect there. Put it here and it turns gray because it's sitting against a black screen. That's why. Now, if you were to take cheap gray screen paint and do the demonstration on contrast, there you go. That's what was failed done in the demonstration. We're showing off the bright levels on how bright the image can pull up. They never show the contrast. This is what Dark Star 9s were designed for, to pick up contrast. I can pull somebody's demonstration apart and tell exactly what they were doing. You have to be able to show both sides of the coin. That's why first, and I would take lighter screens and I would put them up there. Matter of fact, I'll do that demonstration tomorrow again. Do it all. I pick my paint, put up there, and I take the lighter screen paints that I can get, or basically sample sheets. And first I would show up the screen white levels, because I want that wow factor. People coming and saying, well, you know, those screens are much brighter than the black screen. The white levels are got to be really poor on the black screen. I want you to doubt it. I want you to doubt my technology when you first see it. And then when I show those demonstrations of the reds, the blues, the greens, how the colors are popping, they're coming off the screen, and the other screens look bland and washed out because the white levels are too high, they don't have enough contrast, that's the eye opener right there. So I love it when people doubt my technology, because then I get to come in and say, bam, there you go. That's why I let people go run their mouths, and I'll just sit back and just watch them just pull that rope out as far as they can. And eventually they'll trip over the cord and they'll hang themselves, because I'll come back out and say, hey, look, something I didn't show you in the demonstration. That's something I didn't show you in the test. We kept that secret. We can have somebody come out and show something and say, hey, look, this is what it is. Like when somebody mixed black paint in with the Supreme 8, and they were saying, oh, the screen was so dark you couldn't see it. But we had a customer who used it on a overseas projector, and the image came out bright. So what does that say about the person who just did the video, who claimed it to be something that it wasn't? It doesn't bother me at all. People say it's a straight. No, it doesn't bother me. I find it hilarious. I do. Even more, people who have contracts under me find it hilarious, because they have the product. That's how I got the contract, because they had to test it before I ever signed my name to a contract. So when they see somebody doing this, they don't want to do business with a person such like that, because clearly you can see. It's a shame too. I could have showed him some really interesting things on how to design some really cool screen paints that would have made him a lot of money. All right, so let me see here. Lights on, white screen, and then we have a 1600 lumen projector. Let me see what else we have here. Sony has this demonstration called the contrast demonstration. It's really dark. It's really, really dark. It's a Sony contrast demonstration. It's a really dark one. Here we go. It's a Sony contrast demonstration. Let me see if I can pull it first. I was right. So my projector in the other room was flickering like crazy, and it was a lamp. The lamp's about to go. So just so you know, the Christie's, if you want to know what your lamp life is, just Google Christie, put your model number in, and what is the lamp like, and it'll tell you. So those are 2,000 hours on there. So you're kind of pushing it, and you can end up blowing out. If you ever had the unfortunate joy to basically explode a freaking lamp inside your projector, you will never forget it. I did it twice. So I turned it off, and I got the new one coming in. I got it for $30 from a merchant. So I'm hoping that this is, I only bought one just to make sure if it works. If it works, that means I can show you where to get the Christie, hold on for a minute. I can show you where to get the Christie lamps for 30 bucks if it works, which I'm hoping it does, because that's really cheap. That means I can go through the entire house and I can replace all my Christies. Now that right there is called a Sony Brava 4K demo in Las Vegas. No, Sony 4K contrast demo 2015. That is a really, really, really dark contrast demonstration. So automatically you can see from the door that, like I said, let's get a little darker in here. Hold on for a minute before we do this. Let me pause this for a minute. I want to get a little darker, and we still have some light in here. So let me shut off some more stuff. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, guess what? I just knocked out my projector. Yes, I did. Yeah. It happens. Hold on for a minute. Knocked out the projector. Tripped over the cord. in the dark and knocked out the projector. Did I knock out the whole thing? No, I didn't knock out the whole thing. Ah, this is what I did right there. Oh well, it happens. Give it a minute, it'll power itself back on. Like an idiot, I tripped over the cord. Look at that. Look at that Panasonic logo that comes right there. So if I knock that out, chances are I took out my reconnection for my Chromecast. Excuse my French. Oh man, story of my life. Okay. Well, everything's still hooked in, so that's good. Let's go grab this again. I do apologize, like I said, tripped over the cord. I'm trying to knock out the rest of my lights in here. Alright, so let's put that there. This time, I'll leave these lights on so I don't trip over anything and unplug stuff. So let me go in here and find out. I need my remote control for my LED lights for my sofa. Everything in here has LED lights attached to it. Pretty soon, I want to stargaze to the ceiling. So let me see if I turn these off. Alright, those are off. Those are off. And those are off. And let me see if the ones to the sofa, I got the remote controls for those. Well, let me see. I can't get the one to the sofa. Alright, so that's that right there. And let's get the. Alright, so we should be pretty good. Pretty good. Turn up all the LED lights in here. So we should be pretty good. Alright, so I don't manage to trip over something and kill myself. There we are. Now we're nice and dark. Alright, so let's begin. And keep in mind there's still a gray sample sheet right there. So that's pretty interesting, huh? Look at that. And there's the sample sheet right there from, we'll take the Dark Star 9, right? That's the Dark Star 9. Much better. But keep in mind, on our black technology, it's going to produce a nice bright image, but the contrast is not there. There's no contrast there at all. I might get an email for this one. But as you can see in the demonstration, I'm not slandering their product in any way. I'm just showing you. So, just showing you what you're really getting in a dark environment. Okay, let's try. I'm going to try, I'll put it back in Starfield. We're going to put in the Batman tumbler scene. So let's go over to, let's see. Let's bring up Batman tumbler scene. Okay. Keep in mind, like I said, there's no sound. Go back a little bit. I was playing that earlier today. See how much of the image is gone? 1600 to 1 contrast, 16,000 to 1 contrast. Sorry about that. I'm using this on a white or gray screen. There's a gray screen right there. You can see there's an elite screen sitting right there. Makes you think when you're sitting in your home dedicated theater setup, what you're actually really getting from your projector. Now, the beautiful thing about our technology is we can watch Batman with the lights on. Because like I said, that's the setup. Let me show you something too here. So we're going to take this right here. Just going to swap it out with some all-purpose gray screen paint. Nothing special. Just some gray and black paint mixed together. Put it right there on the side of the screen. Back a bit. We'll start again. So on the side of that, it's just everyday black paint, everyday black and gray paint. So it's actually like a couple teeth in with white paint. So it's a gray screen paint. That's all it is, or whatever you want to call it. But that's pretty much what it is. Like I said, the contrast is slightly a little better than the white screen, but still, it's not there. Okay. And if I were to turn my lights on, it's gone. I'm gonna have to go in. I'm looking at this right. Okay. Lay in my arms. Well, you can lay into this block. There you go. Bye. Come with common sense. I don't tolerate it. I'm telling you. I don't have time for it. You know, I'm gonna get to a point where I'm just gonna start disconnecting. Getting rid of comments. Just get rid of them. Because keep in mind, it's not the comments that actually. This is marketing advertisement for my company. Any company that comes in and sees this technology. Oops, sorry about that. Any company that comes to see this technology, sees these live demonstrations. They're not seeing the people in here chatting. They're not seeing the likes. They're not seeing the views. They're seeing the technology. That's what they're seeing. They don't mention anything. When they call me up, they don't mention anything about the comments. They don't mention anything about the likes or the views. They don't mention any of that. All they mention is the technology's performance. So that's why I don't care about likes or views or whatever. You can have 0 views on here. It doesn't make a difference. A company is going to see this technology, and they always do. And the first thing they say is a live demonstration is give the man a call. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there with me and my attorney, and we're looking over a contract. I'm going to build me up a bunch of contracts because I got something planned for 2021, and I need a couple of big companies on board to do it. So we just do it ourselves and pretty much just run over them. Now, can you imagine if I did this screen at a convention that they have over for Black Diamond or all those big companies out there, and I go out there with an all-white screen just like this, I take this projector right here, or a 720p projector, and I pull out my paint and I just roll this sloppy screen. As a matter of fact, I just take paint and just splatter it all over the screen. And then I show this demonstration right here. One of those show booths. I'm not going with expensive projector, and keep in mind, I'm gonna have so much light in my booth, it's gonna look like a freaking baseball stadium. So it's gonna be much brighter than everybody else's booth. And then I'm gonna use a low, probably a 720p projector. Stick it in the back so nobody can see the projector, and then produce the image. Probably on a Christie, because I like the Christies. Christie 720p projector. You seen the image on that Christie 720p when I was showing off that screen? Ooh la la. Yeah, I'll do that demonstration right there. So when they come up to the show booth, the first they're gonna ask is, what kind of projector are you using? Oh, it's a 720p Christie. That's all it is. No 4K, no 1080p, none of that nonsense. There's your angle game. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate y'all coming in and watching. I appreciate the likes and the hates. I don't care about the hates and stuff. I really don't care about that. Some of you can give me see the technology, but I block all that stuff anyway, so I really don't care. Basically, it's just a show of what the technology can do. And this is a white screen from Amazon, right there. Oh, white screen from Amazon. I see people buy these screens. They show this big image of this gigantic screen. All the lights are on. Looks absolutely fantastic. And they're like, oh, look at the technology you're getting. That's why we kept asking for contrast demonstrations done on gray screen paint, and it was never done because it can't pull contrast. Wait, hold up a minute. See how faded the blues are? You're too far from a white screen. When you look at it, it's not too far from a white screen. Told you, gray screens and white screens aren't too far. All right, that's basically about it for me. I'm going to basically just make me some slice pizza, sit down and relax, play some Call of Duty on the screen over there, which I'm about to fire right now. Let me get back on my PS4, finish my gaming. Oh, do you want to see what the PS4 looks like on a 1080p Christie on a black screen? Lights out or lights on? Do lights out. You're ready for this, man. Oh, it's like freaking eye candy. You're gonna freaking enjoy this. I'm gonna bring the. And you have to see this. This is what I'm gaming on now. Turn this baby off. All right. Here we go. Yes. Christie on. I'll show you it. Woo. Every time I got to do these demonstrations, I have to turn my air conditioning off so it just muzzle the sound in the back, and it gets hot in this place, man. While I'm firing that up, side share. I think I'm gonna have a soft petting instead. That's what it's called. Man, what is George? What about? I think this lady put up for tonight. All right, my PS4 is fired up, so I can reset my lights back on in this place. Fire my lights up. Okay. Yeah. I have a little bit of connection issue. Rather connection, I fired this thing back up. Where's the controller? It's turned off right there. Give me about a minute. I'm gonna do something really quick. Personal information. Settings. So if fellow is still having a sale on the Christie projectors, I'm telling you, you might want to start get one of those. And I've already did, yeah. Alright, so let me get this thing set up, and I'm just going to turn my lights on in my area over here, because this area has all LED lights. My sofa. Alright. Sofa. And I'm going to use it up for right now. And let me see while I'm waiting for that. Oh, there's a sample sheet I couldn't find. All my sample sheets are there. Yeah, can't run that. Not until I get that that other lamp, because that thing was on like 2010. Oh man, that thing would have exploded. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, Leo. Get back online quick. Technical complications. There we go, about time. There we go. I had to call Comcast about this because, truthfully, I mean, somebody's talking about maybe I'm sharing connections with everybody else. No, I got a business line. I have my own dedicated line. Pay like almost like $260 a freaking month for internet service. Who's going to this crap? All right, there we go. Almost in. Let's see about not being able to log in the freaking whatchamacallit, the freaking Netflix is everybody. The freak is on Netflix right now. Did I turn these on? Yeah. All right, people. Here we go. That is the PS5. Let me get not PS5. Let me see. Let me show you the whatchamacallit. Now let's do a game. I want to do a really crazy, colorful game. No. Let's see what we got in the selection here. On that baby. Good gracious. So the only thing I don't like about the game is the freaking loading time and starting the game. We're watching freaking claptrap dance across your screen. That drives me a little nuts, but I'm gonna take care of something real quick. Another for the PS5. I hope they please bring out Borderlands, and I would like to see another BioShock. I really would love to see another BioShock. That was one of my favorite games, man. I wish they bring out more of those, man. I love BioShock. Halfway there. All right. Yay! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the freaking loading time. You haven't played this game yet? Yep. Reminds me of freaking Neo Geo when they came up with the CD-ROM. If anybody had the joy of playing that when they had the cartridge and the CD-ROM took freaking forever to load. Like in the middle of the freaking screen, you had a monkey juggling right there in front of you while you're waiting for the game to load up. Oh my goodness, that was freaking irritating. But I think the new system's supposed to have zero loading, which would be interesting because, man, I've been dealing with loading for the longest time. So it'd be quite interesting to see a console system that has no loading, which would be really nice. And I can and there's more loading time. I can literally walk to the kitchen and back and get pretzels, and that screen is just now loading in. Look at the beautiful contrast levels, man. See how the colors pop, how the greens are. Colors on here. Stand down.
MIJIA help desk recommends shoot more and miss less.
Beautiful colors. Look how beautiful the colors are. That's why I love black technology. Don't get me wrong. I love the freaking I like the freaking platinum eclipse, but I'm a fan of black. So that's where I'm gonna be at. You know what I mean? That's what I prefer. I keep forgetting. I'm freaking looking through my cell phone and playing this. I wonder why I'm so awkward. Alright, I'm gonna come out of here. I'm gonna log into a game because I'm about to go and put it. is what I'm about to go into right now. This is where I'm at 99% of the time. If I'm online, this is where I want to be at. I'll be in Dungeons Defenders too, literally all the time. If I had the chance to play all day, this is where I would be at. It's one of my favorite games to play. I had it on PC, and then when my PC shut down, I didn't want to really spend any more expensive parts. I bought it for the PS4. It took me a while to level up, but I got everything up pretty good. And got some special cool stuff to go with it. I got the wings and some other cool things. I'll show you here my characters. See how fast the loading time for this is compared to the other game? So anybody plays this? There's my baby right there. Let's go up front so you can see, get a look at my character. It took forever to get this freaking sword to be able to blow those flames. They have the Chaos. Actually, I can do the Chaos 6 without a problem, but 7, I'll get wiped quick. So I got a few people that actually do Chaos 7, and they have invited me on to play with them, so I can basically do a little farming and get better weapons. So man, they always invite me to parties, because look at my armor. Yeah, dude, where you at, man? Let me see where he's at. Invite me to little parties. Yeah, look at my setup. My setup is much more advanced, man. It's hard to get that sucker. See, and I think I know this person right here. Let me see. Probably do. So we can go to the weapons section over here. You to build your weapons or test your weapons out or whatever, blah blah blah. So basically, launch a volcano. Volcano right there. Yeah, that's probably somebody that knows me because they're chasing me around. So that's a volcano right there. Check this out. Let me see if I can drop these things real quick. Let's light it up. Really serious, you got nothing better to do, bro. I will burn you with this. Tell you a secret. Oh, get back here, get back here. Here you go. I gotta tell you a secret real quick. Burn you like a piece of bacon. Alright, so I want to get back into playing this game real quick and have fun with these jokers. Just got invited to some chat room a few minutes ago, so chances are they're going to ask me how to get my armor, or basically they're going to want to basically level up. So I told you what I do is basically when the noobs come in, my traps are a little bit to those levels, if the rank is high enough, I'll go in there and I'll set my traps up, and pretty much we just sit back and chat while my traps pretty much trash everything on the map, and then once that's done, they can go and they can farm and get all the cool weapons that usually they would get slaughtered on those certain levels. So I usually go into normal, or I go into the advanced levels to help out some of the noobs that are in there that are just starting off. And if I bring them on my level, they can because they're on a much harder level. a level they would be killed in easily, but I would survive them with no problem. So that's what I'm about to do right now. They're probably asking me to see if I can come and probably help them level up. So not a problem at all. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I always add a little more. It's supposed to be a demonstration on contrast, but then we talk about this and we talk about that, but that's what makes life interesting. We just talk about everything. All right, I got to get out of here real quick. I got to get something to eat. Y'all have a good one, and God bless. I'm not doing any videos for the next 2 days because I got orders coming in. I got to get ready for that, and I need some me time. All right, got to go.